Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Michael Sylvia, your morning star, your archangel here, and going to get this paranormal podcast going. Let's get deep into the paranormal here, folks, and science is always included. So when people say they're not mixed in together, then you're not looking into any real paranormal, then are you? so yeah, so I'm watching this YouTube channel with Lex Fridman, and he's talking about artificial intelligence, and on what level of artificial intelligence he's talking about. People are all like, "What do you mean?" Like, you know what the fuck he's talking about? He's talking about biological walking people. So people want to call AI. Think about it. I know I'm skipping around here, but follow me here. The H becomes an I. AI, AI, hi. Hey, hi. Artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence. Like, what is artificial intelligence exactly? Right? It's a good fucking question. Shit. Depends on who you ask and how they want to answer that question to you specifically and what they want you to know. But, anyways, my man, Aaron Hernandez, the more I look into that, first off, I'm going to go on Aaron Hernandez, of course. And I got to talk to you about Sir Isaac Newton. How do you mix them all together? I'll make it happen for you. So here we go. Cheers to my Scorpio brother in heaven, Mr. Aaron Joseph Hernandez, Chico. We got framed up in MKULTRA into a bunch of murders with PCP and synthetic heroin. Synthetic marijuana or lace marijuana, and these fake fucking friends, and they're fucking trying to brainwash him into murder and shit, and their fucking code words and what the fuck they're trying to blow in his fucking brain. Setup is a setup, folks. So when that guy isn't just roaming around all by himself, no one watching him, you know. So yeah, a lot more to that story as we've talked about before. But before we go into it any further, happy 420. Happy 420, and this is ritual magic. I mean, it's medicine. It is what it is. So, excuse me. Yeah, I posted about Facebook about his fake gay lover in prison, and yeah, that's some shit, huh? Anyways, yeah, I mean, people bigger than that prison know what the fuck really happened. No matter what the fuck they say, no matter how they act like nothing fucking happened when that guy was in there, you know? So here's it is one more time, folks. We got Chico. CHA with a J. The J is a hook. Not like Sandy Hook. SH. Sandy Hook. Or 420, 1999. Columbine, Colorado. That kind of mind trick. Those mind tricks where you brainwash students into doing that shit. But anyways, 27 Club, 419, 2017. We got 420, 1917. So we already know. 27 Club. Remember, Odin Lloyd, 27 years old. So a lot more to all of that than just that guy just being a fucking, just wants to go around killing everybody. Bunch of killers were trying to turn him into a killer, and that's what that shit really is. So anyways, you know, he got his tattoos, 36 tattoos, 3 6s, I say. Yeah, like 3 6s, 36, 666. 3 plus 6 is 9, 9s are 6s. witchcraft. So let's get into it. So Sir Isaac Newton. So let's go into Sir Isaac Newton. So Sir Isaac Newton, let me break this down to you. So broke a little down for you. So when the Julian calendar was out, by the way, our calendars are from the Roman Catholic Church. So, you know, based on the life of Jesus and whatnot. So you got to go with what you have, folks. You know, this is what we go with. And this is 12/25/1642. So on Christmas, Sir Isaac Newton was born. And then, anyways, just to skip around a little bit, Sir Isaac Newton. So I like to interpret it like this. You got sin, like the apple, sin, right? You know the apple in the Bible. So you got sin, which I like to see my sister Nicole Sylvia, but that's another thing. I love my sister. Shout out to her. So Sir Isaac Newton. And then when I see Sir Isaac Newton, you know, in all of this, I see more. I see war. I see ISM, the E equals M, ism, like MSI, Ra, or war. And then you've got CAT for cat, like witchcraft, you know. Then you've got on. Right? Yeah, on, because everything's on. But a message from him, I think I see something else in there, and it's the initials O and the initials C. I hear the ice cream man. Ice cream. So anyways, I scream for ice cream. Oh, you guys hear that ice cream truck? Ice cream. I see. Truck, T for the cross. I see the cross. But anyways, OC. The ice cream man is screaming now. Here it goes, OC. So that man's probably like, yo, you guys know that guy with the initials O and C that says he saw him get out of the BMW with 27-year-old Odin Lloyd with Ernest Wallace, and then he changed his testimony later on saying Ernest Wallace didn't get out of the vehicle with him to persuade the whole thing after MKULTRAing with a handler on PCP, because there's a whole bigger picture making that shit happen than just those guys in that vehicle, folks. Let's just be honest here. I just went to Walmart a couple of times here. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, right? That Hernandez is just gonna pick all that shit up together and everyone's gonna go just round behind his house and do those murders in a military style and just go home. Pooh! Doesn't make any sense, does it, folks? A little insane, wouldn't you say? A little programmed out there? A little unbelievable? But anyways, yeah. That guy needed medical attention and no one gave it to him. I think that guy needed to be checked out and they killed him off so we wouldn't know what really fucking happened. But anyways, cat. Or my Aaron, we got Aaron, but my cat Orion, not Aaron, Orion, he's doing good. My witch cat, my black cat, he's doing great. So I just want you guys to know about my cat. I love him very much. So we got to get into the colors, because before I break this down, let me tell you this. I'm going to put my glasses on because I just want you to know that light bothers my eyes. They're sensitive. So basically, what it comes down to is that Isaac Newton, just like Jesus, in a roundabout sort of way. Okay, Jesus, biblically like Jesus in the Bible, or the devil, Lilith and Eve and all that, Adam. That Isaac Newton, an apple fell on his head, right? And from this apple, the ideas came. And he was like, oh, shit. And then he's like, excuse me, gravity's there. We got the light spectrum. Roy G. Biv. And he decides to come up with calculus. All of this happening during the Black Plague when a lot of people are dying from disease. Not to say like Corona, but that type of thing. Very biblical. So anyways, by the way, and from what I understand, I already knew this, and I was just brushing up on it just earlier and also, but Isaac Newton loved to decode the Bible. Isaac Newton loved to decode the Bible. And he also liked to get into the emerald tablets, which is another story too, but I'll get into that. But anyways, you have the Bible and the emerald tablets. So here it is, Roy G. Biv, and when I decode it, you get gory 13. You get gory, because that's what happens, in war. And then the number 13 for 1/3 of God's angels. And then you get the Roman numeral 6 for 666. You feel me? Just like in the last name Sylvia, or in the middle of the name the devil, you get 666 in the devil, DEVI, the VI being the 666 in Roman numerals. Numbers, number games. So anyways, so we got that going on, and then also if you really want to know what's going on to today's world, what you've just become a part of in your own world, whether if you realize it or not, you also get another word out of this, and it's called. And I could go on, but I'm just going to go one more step. You get BORG for Borg. Kind of like the Borg from Star Trek. You remember that lady, 7 of 9? I love 7 of 9. First off, she's amazing, right? And remember her story? Shit, I love 7 of 9. You know what? It makes me remember being born in 1979. And I was thinking, like, wasn't it crazy how, like, in the storyline, basically what happens is that she's one of us. She's like a Star Trek officer. And then, like, she's a service member. A service member, SAM, Sam, a service member. But anyways, who's counting? Apples or not. So anyways, 7 of 9 gets captured by the Borg. Right? They assimilate her, they put programming and they put fucking chips and computer shit all over her and everything. They reprogram her brain, and now she's just going to kill the people that she was born with. Then the Star Trek community, then they recapture her, reverse engineer everything the Borg did to her. Then they put her back together, but she's not 100% because you still remember that little piece that's over her eye, over her brow there. And 7 of 9 in Star Trek. Which one is it? Which Star Trek am I talking about? 7 of 9 in Star Trek. Her name is 7 of 9. So check it out. But that's the story, and it just also reminds me of, say, like when soldiers come back from other countries all brainwashed, and they'd like to be they have to be reverse engineered because they're fucking brainwashed. And when you're in that state, how the fuck do you know when you're in it? It's a whole complicated thing. So I think that's interesting, and it kind of reminds me of Aaron Hernandez, what the fuck happened to him off the field. It's exactly what I'm looking at anyways. But then I also interpreted this from so you got apples, right? E equals M. M equals MC squared. So you got the DAD out of the apple. DAD right here for dad. Death and destruction. And then LMS. E is the M. Lucifer, morning star. Right? So you got Lucifer, morning star. Dad, bad. feel me? So, Lucifer, Morning Star, and yeah, the apple, the snake, Adam. So, what I'm looking at here with the translations of like the paranormal, the spirit world, the soul, science, programming, people being turned into fucking robots and people saying there's no souls so they can do that shit and come to find out souls are real after all, whether they think they can measure it or not. So someone definitely considered him artificial intelligence because they brainwashed the shit out of him when he was off the field, I'll tell you that. I'll bring that one up to Lex Fridman. Hey, Lex Fridman, don't you think that when they were hooking that guy up with a bunch of brainwashed texts and fake friends and this and that all around him when he was off the fucking field, and then they hooked him up with the guns and the ideas and groomed him up into it and got him high on the PCP and the paranoia and just working him like a fucking dog. MKULTRA. Tell me that shit ain't real. We know it is. Right? Remember that cartoon, that South Park? Not South Park. Is it South Park? Hi. Hi, folks. Hi. There's that cartoon character. Hi. Alright, so people should be coming to our country brainwashing our fucking NFL players and our citizens like that, right? Like I said, he's a Scorpio, I'm a Scorpio. I've always loved the man. Still do. And let's see what else we got. So Sir Isaac Newton studied the Bible. Alright, fun fact. He believed that the end of the world would be 2060. This is what I was just seeing. 2060. Alright, well, we'll see. 2060 is 2666. 2 plus 6 is 8. 2 plus 6 is 8. I'll be 80 years old at that time. I'm 43 right now. So, it is what it is. Hi, buddy. Orion just meowed. Hi, buddy. Yeah, so Sir Isaac Newton. Yeah, he invented all that. The gravity, the understanding where the moon is and how it's going around the planet, the moon. So he's looking at the moon. The apple falls on his head. He's interpreting the Bible. He's born on Christmas. It's just the way Mother Nature produces humanity as she produces the bees and the birds and everything else and all the ideas that formulate it, just how the bees formulate the idea of like, oh, so this is how you construct a beehive. And they all just do it. And they're communicating and all that's bred into them from Mother Nature's magic. That immeasurable extra essence that's within the DNA of everything, whatever it is. You know? So yeah, the soul is definitely real, karma is real. A lot of things go down. Yeah, Mayan calendar. So, let me show you. Look at it like this, got Aaron, Aaron, Mike, Mike. Here we are. Aztecs, Maya, Inca, Inca, AC, in. So, yeah, all this pyramid building that went on around the world, and You know, it's pretty interesting because, like I said, Isaac Newton studied the Bible. He studied it. I studied it. You know, it's still around. There's people that have it around the world to such a degree they've even built off of it. It's such an important book. It's such an important book. People even build off of it or make something just like it. But that's how powerful the Bible is. You can't even say that's not true. So, I mean, like I said, A.H. and Jesus, real quick before I go back into Isaac. Jesus, the Pope and another man, they were saying, what languages did Jesus speak? Was it A, Aramaic, or H, Hebrew? And I'm saying it's both. Why couldn't he have been bilingual? Because Americans aren't? What? Live in a whole different time, was all different types of trade and things going on. Communication. He was educated. There's a lot more to that story to Jesus Christ. A lot more. And yes, it's real. God and all of it. So, you know, going back to Isaac Newton, Sir for serpent, sin. Sir Isaac Newton. Apple falls, ideas formulate, changes the environment forever. Just on the ideas and what he wrote down and measuring, right, light and the colors and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, there's all of that, you know. And then, like I said, he was deciphering the Bible and whatnot, and that's something I like to do because there's a lot there to look at, you know, and there's a lot of knowledge in there too, you know. So it's good to know these things. Happy 420. Apples. The red apple. What do you get out of that? TRA. Do you get art? Do you get a rat? The red apple. The red apple. Think about it. I'll put it to you like this. This Mayan calendar and everything we found around the world, this country and whatnot, that's found shit around. I mean, the real artifacts like we're finding, Easter Island and all whatnot. At the end of the day, let's look at the cool shit. And let's put in the idea of like the paranormal. You've got people looking at logistics as is with science and nothing else paranormal to it. And then you got the aliens and then the espionage and everyone else from other countries trying to pretend to be aliens and confuse us with fucking dumb shit like that fucking Uma thing from, you know what I'm saying? I'll show that to you again since you guys might have short-term memories. A lot of people out here do, I've noticed. Remember that shit? Uma? It says they reported seeing it on October 19, 2017. You get 1917 out of there again, just like in Hernandez's death. So, Russia, rushing around in here. Fuck that shit. So, whatever. So, red apples, huh? The red apple. Astronauts. Rats, ants on. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you. I love showing you codes. You like these codes I'm showing you? Shit, I'll show you this one real quick. Remember this code I showed you? The garden? Because we're in the Garden of Eden, right? Drag in. Dragon. New England. Hi, we're in New England, folks. Oh no. Not only are we in New England, that you got an radar on you, a radar, and it just might be by the big G. What do you say, folks? Greys and aliens, who knows what we got out there? Government, you got everything. Want more codes? Soul, Statue of Liberty, the Soul, Statue of Liberty. Statue, this is what it says downwards, if I didn't pronounce it correctly. You'll see what it says, SOL, Statue of Liberty. Soul. Yeah. Believe. So you believe good, but beware. Be-lie-eve. Beware of lies, Eve. See what else we've got here. I'll show you. Here we are. Here's this one. That's what I'm going to show you. Astronauts. Rats, ants, on. You got it? So it's all there. It's all interpretable. It means that there's a lot more going on to reality than what any individual is actually taught in life. Excuse me. So let's get into bodies. Let's get into bodies. I want to talk about bodies. All right, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the pyramids of Giza and bodies. All right? It's a mystery. So here we go. So someone reported that he had guns in a closet. Guns in a closet. People were brainwashing him. G-I-N. Yeah. Yeah, he was brainwashed. And you know what? That's fucked up. But anyways, let's get back into the bodies. In ancient Egypt, guess what a lot of slaves were conformed to? Brainwash. Especially back then. They capture you and in and out your system you go when you're Egyptian. Plato wasn't done being a slave until 20 years later, and that was way later past the pyramids times. They were still there. But anyways, pyramids of Giza, let's just say, let's go on. Let's not just say, let's go on it. So the pyramids of Giza built for the times of 10,000 to 10,500 BC, aligned with Orion's belt, or Osiris's, Aaron's belt, Orion's belt, or Osiris's belt. Let's go with Osiris's belt. Osiris was the man in the sky who was a hunter. A lizard man with an elongated skull, snake on the forehead, representing the third eye. But anyways, and an interesting fact too, how the Nile is lined up with the lineup of the Milky Way, how it lines up the rim, whatnot. But anyways, so we've got all this going on. The Sphinx lined up with the Leo. And then you got all the small shit all around it. And all the small shit is built way after the fact to replicate the three big pyramids of Giza right then and there. You follow me? So now they've excavated all the pyramids around the pyramids of Giza. The pyramid, all the other ones have been excavated. The Step Pyramid and all of them. They found like mummies going back to about 4,300 years old. 4,300 years old. So 4,300-year-old mummy and a step pyramid and all these other ones, and at the end of the day, that's what they got on all of those. And they claim that the bigger ones are after the fact, which is the horseshit story. And the real story is that they were the first ones from an older civilization, and that those first ones, the reason why, okay, first off, those first 3 pyramids of Giza that I'm telling you are the oldest, when they've dated them, there's nothing inside of them to where you can date it to know how old they actually are anyways. They're all made of stone. So there's nothing in there to our history, to our knowledge, to what we've been told about them that they've ever found in there. But let's just say, once upon a time, they did get in there, these big giant things, and they did find things in there. Whatever types of bodies they found, whatever types of mummies, aliens, other life forms, hybrids, whatever. And then whatever was buried with it, which would then be, if you're looking at a higher science to understand, that would have been buried with that as a time capsule, would be anything better than all of the Egyptian artifacts we've ever shown would ever be worth in comparison. So, a lot of things to think about what would have been found inside those pyramids. Because even though they do say, oh, nothing was put in them, that's it. It's like, nah. But hey, you know what? Everyone, you believe what you want to believe on that. Everyone, other people are comfortable with the 2,000-year-old pyramid, just like there's other people that are happy with a 2,000-year-old Earth, with a flat Earth, and you know, some people want the whole world to be fucking nothing but heroin junkies. You know what I mean? So it's like all kinds of fucked up people that want this world a whole bunch of different ways. But at the end of the day, gotta have a good planet. No more brainwashing soldiers, players. And yeah, the fact. Okay, back to Isaac Newton. Let's think about that. That's cool. Apple. Now he's also born on the same day as Jesus Christ. Right. So it just gets biblical from there, and him teaching. So I'm just saying that it's all connected. It's all there. God put it together. God's real. It's all there. It doesn't matter what other countries say. Like, oh, there's no God. We'll prove you by being more fucked up. It's like, okay, then you're just more fucked up. But that doesn't mean God isn't real. God's fucking real, motherfucker. So there's Aaron Hernandez's bloody finger for you. Fuck that shit. So, yeah, I mean, like every culture has gotten into these forms of understanding with nature, like the Bible with Lucifer and Jesus and God and holy angels and spirits and things coming from the sky, and people writing things down the best way they could back then for what they understood. And hey, here you are to read it, and you figure it out on yourself. Interesting shit. So yeah, I mean, it is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm fucking stoned right now. Sheesh. Yes, I definitely love God. And He is merciful, He is giving, He is also very vengeful. And He loves His children. He definitely don't fuck around. All His kids, all His people. That man, when he was drafted into the NFL, when he became a player, of all the players that they had, over 1,000, whatnot, I forget the exact number, but the exact number is important, but whatever. He was the youngest. He was 17. Everyone else was older. He was the kid. Neglected, left behind, and abused by more than just people are reporting. That guy was obviously set up in a bunch of fucking setup areas in Florida, in Boston, by fake fucking friends and shit. All giving him bad fucking drugs, bad advice, all the guns, driving him around, the setup crew, everything. It's all formed. It's more to the picture than just him. There's a lot more going on. So that's what it is for poor Mr. Aaron Hernandez. That's fucking bullshit. They're like, yeah, he must have pulled the trigger. Okay, listen. Just because you could brainwash Mr. Aaron Hernandez, whoever this is, all right? That's called building a murderer. There's a real such thing. There's a real science in it. There's a real science in that. To say there isn't, it would be foolish. Certainly foolish. So you don't want this happening to future kids growing up and want to be stars and, you get accidents like Kobe Bryant and things like that. So, just a lot of that. And all of that comes from overseas, unfortunately, come to notice. Wow. But anyways, on a good note, I look at Mr. Tight End Aaron Hernandez as like anything I've ever heard of him from like interviews with the players, they were all saying that he had a big heart, loves to give you everything, do whatever for you. But the only problem was he was easily manipulated. And then you take one fucking evil science professor, killer from another part of the country, working him, and nobody notices, and tries to produce him into a murderer. Produces him into a murderer. I mean, it's like you can't ignore that shit, Lots of attacks. Cheers. So I'll give you a little astrology. He and I are both Scorpios. I was born on Halloween. So he's born 6 days after I am, 11/6. 11/6 for me, when I see that, is 9/11, backwards and upside down. 9/11. And then he's been passed away for 18. He's been dead for 6 years, 666. 2012 happened 11 years ago. 11/11. 11/11, like an angelic wake up number. All setups. No questions asked. Professional setups on him. So that's what you got. So if they're doing it to him, they're doing it to everybody else. As many people as they can, whoever they can, when they can. Whoever's, however that works. However it works. Professionals know. Professionals know. And like I said, I'd seen him at practice. I went to a game. He was there. It was fun, Tom Brady was there. He was there. They were playing the Denver Broncos. Peyton Manning was there. Patriots won. Yeah. While I was in Colorado, he allegedly committed suicide. So, sad to say that when you read about that prison he was in, go on Wikipedia, read it in slow print, and find how they keep leaving people naked all the time. Just, naked, naked, naked. And then there he is, found naked. Found naked. 3 suicide notes. 3. Like World War III. So that's what it looks like to me, folks. Yes. Handlers and everything all connected to that shit. And then you've got the Super Bowl. Antonio Brown, Gronkowski, Mr. Rob Gronkowski, Tom Brady, went down there and made it. Right? They did good. Antonio Brown got a Super Bowl ring. Rob Gronkowski, yeah. Tom Brady, yeah. Long story short, in my opinion, this guy had brain damage, got no medical care. Whatever. He's pushed around. And brainwashed at the same time. So it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. And then on top of that, Antonio Brown, same shit. And they're saying, I've seen interviews with him. It's like, listen, that guy's, respectfully, he's had his head smashed up, right? His brain. And then people trying to tap and brainwash, seeing people hacking that dude's brain, making him, there's a lot of, helping him out, to produce as a good player and in person society is better than fucking him up all the time. You know what I mean? Like trying to make him act out because that's Antonio Brown, dude. Like, why wouldn't you want to protect your own fucking people? Like, what the fuck's going on here? But anyways, you know, fucking, you know, there's that one. So the suit, so they, okay, so Brady and Gronkowski and Brown, they win the Super Bowl. The following year, they're on the way, in my opinion, to win it again. But Antonio Brown is like, he's sitting down, his right ankle hurts. He's like, listen, my ankle hurts. And then the coach is like, get in the game. He's like, dude, like, my fucking shit hurts. So he told him to get off the field. So the coach tells Antonio Brown to get the fuck off the field, basically. And he doesn't even like him anyway. Didn't even want him on the team to begin with. But Tom Brady got him on there. Mind you, the guy did help them win a Super Bowl just the year before and got a touchdown pass and helped them earn a fucking win and a ring. But the coach kicked him off the field, pissed him off. The guy's, no offense to Antonio Brown, but his head is a little out there, and I can understand, you know, but so he just said, fuck that shit, man. You gonna treat me like that, basically. So he just took his shirt off and fucking flew it off and walked off the field. Gave everyone a peace sign. Like, peace. He didn't do this. He didn't moon anybody. He didn't tell anyone to go fuck themselves. He just couldn't take it. He's like, look, my ankle hurt, took his shirt off, gave a peace sign, walked out, and they fucking let him go. For that, I don't know what all the other hype was, but that's all I fucking saw. And I was like, yo, guys, that's fucking bullshit, dude. You couldn't get... You know what the coach should have done? He should have been like, get the fuck out of here. And then he could have saw him later on and be like, motherfucker, you know, whatever. And then they go back and give the guy some mental fucking help along the way as part of being on the team, because everyone's got to take care of each other on the team, right? It's more than just winning. We all got to be healthy here. More than just physical, but medical and mental too. Everybody. Help. You know what I mean? But come on. So anyways, so they just got rid of him. I was like, psh. So they should have kept him, in my opinion. Had they kept him, think about this, they got all the way up to the Rams. The Rams beat him with Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford gets the Super Bowl and wins with the Lions. There's not the Lions, the Rams. Rams and Matt Stafford make it win, right? Good. But, and hats off to him, right? Hats off to him. But you know what? Brady and them and Rob Gronkowski and them lost in overtime to the Rams. But had they had Antonio Brown there, I'm telling the guy was that good. He went down there with Tom Brady and he did get a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl. You can't even stop that. You can't beat that. The guy fucking produced. All he does all that for you is a team member, and you can't help him, like, in there too. Teamwork. But anyways, this is my opinion. .381s that are badass motherfuckers, in my opinion. You got Randy Moss, you got Aaron Hernandez, and you got Antonio Brown. Shit, I'll put all of them in their prime in the lineup, and you're fucking on the same team, on your team. And those guys would fucking produce. But, you know, got to give them that Belichick way all the way. That's all, not some of the way. That's not to our team or our franchise. It's just shit. That dude got sold the fuck out a bunch of times, obviously. And that's all that shit is. Sold out, brainwashed, and fucking spit out a fucking system. And he was trying to live out his life normally. Whatever. But Orion, don't go up there, buddy. Good boy. got my Orion, he's doing good. And let's see. Yeah, him being high on PCP with those guys and all the whatever it took, the science it took to brainwash and Aaron Hernandez to get to where he went with the BMW and the PCP and Ernest Wallace and OC. Just one big setup beyond his control. He couldn't even think that guy. Once you study all these MK Ultras, it's like once you're MK Ultra to MK Ultra, what the fuck are you gonna do? Someone built that dude into a murderer? Okay, that's fucked up. But wouldn't it have been nice if they could have got someone could have got to him and reverse engineered him and figured out what the fuck happened to him? Wouldn't that have been nice? But no, something had to happen to him in his cell instead on a stupid fucking date that makes obvious sense that he was fucking murdered. 27 Club 2 times between him and Owen Lloyd. Give me a fucking break. You know what I'm saying? And everyone else and everybody else wants to come out and call it a coincidence. To me, that's respectfully like a dog shit or pig-headed or so whatever the fuck you want to call it type of way of thinking. It makes no fucking sense. Here's another cool code. You ready for this one? It's called L. E-L for God. Hebrew for God. L. And then L, going downwards, you got Eve for E, and then the L, you got Lilith. The 2 first created women from God in the Bible. Bull. Saying bye to the bull. Codes. And on it goes. So, and on it goes. The Super Bowl 2020. 2020, 2 plus 4 is 420. 2 plus 4 is 4. Yeah, 2020, 420. Funny thing is, for me, in 2020, I was 40 years old. So for me, astrologically, that makes sense. Where in 2020, I'm 40 years old, 420. And then it was fun to be coming here to Plymouth, beautiful place, on its 400th year anniversary on 2020. When I got here at 40 years old, to enjoy this beautiful place with my son Orion and my spiritual connection with Aaron and Osiris, Aaron, and Orion, and the Mayan calendar. Mayan calendar, witchcraft. So what does science stem from? The roots of it all. And I bet that history gets pretty fucking interesting. We already know it does. It's fucking awesome. Goes back and forth. People have been persecuted for shouting ideas about science. Imprisoned for it. Church used to do it. Governments do it. In other countries, of course, not here. We have the freedom of speech, and there's plenty of religions in this country. As long as they're all on the up and up, up and up. So, let's see what else we got here. Sorry, I'm a little slow here. It's been a relaxing weekend. I worked all week, you know, spending time with my girlfriend. And I know Ryan is doing good. He's over there taking a nap now. Yeah. So what else is going on? You know, and that's just the thing with the paranormal, is that like it comes as it comes. You know, it just is. You know, it's amazing what they say about the universe. You know, once again, you know, with the Bible and science. So, a priest, that's interesting to learn one day. I mean, I'm glad I learned that. I looked it up and everything. It's like, no shit, we're a priest. A Catholic priest, you know, they figured it out that the universe was, you know, came from a central point, expanded and whatnot. It's just like, you know, expanded and just going, you know, further and whatnot. So, how the, you know, all the galaxies are formed, and how the galaxies form from each other and whatnot, or crash into each other at times. So it's just interesting that the universe is so large, all those stars out there, and that a priest figured it out, and it is related to science, and he's got the science in there, and it's not like Italy and Rome wasn't figuring out science. It's all through history. So it's like when they're like, oh, there's no connection. It's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Why are you guys so? Why are people so? It's a good question. I gotta ask you, why are people so? I don't know. Like, I don't say like a blockhead, but like blinded. Be like, okay, there is a connection there, right? Like you definitely see it. It happened that way. That's history. You know. So it is what it is. So yeah, that's what it is, and hey, you know, the sun, the solar system, sun, you know, it's just beautiful. Everything's so harmonic, harmony, not harm many, harm many. But you should say harmony, not that way. See what I mean? The magic in words. So English is definitely a magical language. And yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah. So anyways, real quick, one of my favorite animals is the snapping turtle. I love the snapping turtle. So let's go into, since we have the Roman calendar of the 12 months, like the 12 disciples, now let's go into the Iroquois Native American, my mother's side. The Iroquois Native American, because the Roman side is my father's side, and my mother's side is the Iroquois Native American. And my father's side, Sylvia, which is Sylvia, Silvia, which is the Roman Empire. So that's the 12 months that I go on for my father's side. But my mother's side, the Iroquois, the Native Americans use the turtle shell. So with the turtle shell, you have the 28 small places to go around the edges, and the 13 that go around the middle. And the 13 in the middle for every full moon